All right, let's talk about something we all struggle with, procrastination. But what if everything you thought you knew about it was wrong? Today, we're going to dive into a totally different way of looking at it, all thanks to Neil Fiore's amazing book, The Now Habit.
You know that feeling, right? You're completely trapped by that one big task. You know you should be doing it, but you just can't start. You can feel the deadline breathing down your neck. Yep, we have all been there.
But here's the bombshell. What if I told you that feeling has absolutely nothing to do with you being lazy, or disorganized, or having some kind of character flaw? Seriously, let's get into this.
Okay, so here's the big idea from the Now Habit. Procrastination isn't the actual problem. It's our brain's weird, backward attempt at a solution. It's a coping mechanism we use to get a quick hit of relief from the anxiety that a task is giving us. So it's not a defect, it's a defense strategy.
So where's all that anxiety coming from? Well, it usually boils down to these deeper fears. You know, the fear of failing, the crushing pressure of perfectionism, or that feeling of just being completely overwhelmed. And this is exactly why that classic advice, just do it, almost never works, because it's just attacking the symptom, not the real cause.
To really get how these fears completely paralyze us, let's try a little thought experiment. The book uses this powerful metaphor that just perfectly explains the mind game we're all playing with ourselves.
Okay, so first, picture this with me. There's a big, solid wooden board, maybe 30 feet long, just lying there on the ground. Your job is to walk across it. Super simple, right? You could do it with your eyes closed. There's no fear, no hesitation, nothing.
But now, let's take that exact same board, the same task, and suspend it between two skyscrapers, 100 feet up in the air. All of a sudden, your heart's pounding in your chest. You're frozen. You can't even think about taking that first step. So what actually changed here? I mean, the task itself, walking the board, is identical. The only thing that changed were the stakes.
And that right there is the crucial point. This is exactly what perfectionism and our fear of failure do to our work. They don't make the task itself any harder, they just raise the stakes so ridiculously high that any tiny little mistake feels like a catastrophic fall. And this is how we get stuck in that vicious cycle. It starts when we tie our value as a person to how well we do something. Boom, that raises the board 100 feet in the air. Then, the fear of falling, of failing, freezes us solid. And so procrastination becomes our emergency escape hatch to just get away from that intense pressure, even if it's just for a little while.
So how do we break this thing? Well, it's not about needing more willpower or some ironclad discipline. We just need to lower the board. Or even better, we need to build ourselves a psychological safety net so we know that if we happen to slip, it's not going to be the end of the world.
Okay, so we've got the diagnosis. Now it's time for the escape plan. The book gives us two incredibly powerful, really practical tools to help us build that safety net and, actually get started on things.
The first tool is all about changing the words you use inside your own head. Just look at the difference here. On one side, you've got the procrastinator language. I have to do this. I must finish. That's the language of a victim, and it just creates immediate resistance. But on the other side, you've got producer language. I choose to do this. Okay, when can I start? That is the language of someone who's in control. Just that one simple shift can give you your entire sense of power back.
Now this second tool, this one's my favorite, honestly, because it feels so completely backward. It's not about working harder, it's about playing more. Yeah, you heard that right. It's all about scheduling guilt-free play.
I mean, as Neil Fiore puts it, trying to deprive ourselves of rest and fun is basically the enemy of productivity. When we feel deprived, our motivation and our spirit just get totally crushed. We start to resent our work because it feels like this prison sentence that's keeping us from ever having any fun.
And this kicks off another terrible cycle. You feel deprived of any fun, so you start to resent your work. And because you resent it, you procrastinate by stealing these little moments of distraction. Scrolling on your phone, watching YouTube. But you can't even enjoy them because you feel so guilty. The solution is to totally flip the script. Schedule real quality, guilt-free fun first.
It's simple, really. When your brain knows that a reward is guaranteed, a real break, a night out with friends, an hour doing something you love, work just becomes less of a threat. That urge to procrastinate, to steal little bits of fun, just vanishes, because you know the real fun is already locked in on your calendar.
Okay, so let's boil this all down. What are the key takeaways? First, and most importantly, remember that procrastination is a defense against anxiety. It's not a flaw in your character. The real goal is to lower the stakes, and you do that with two main tools:
changing your internal language from I have to I choose to, and maybe most surprisingly, making guilt-free play a totally non-negotiable part of your schedule.
And that brings us right here to the final question. I want you to forget about the giant, overwhelming project for a second. Don't even think about finishing it. Just think about starting. What's the one tiny, imperfect step you will choose to take today?